Okay, so something that God has been dealing with me on all day today is getting uncomfortable for God. Okay, so a lot of us Christians, it is so easy for us to get comfortable in the spot that we are in our relationship, in our walk with the Lord. It's so easy to get comfortable. It's actually one of the easiest things for me to do personally that I've experienced. For example, one thing that I'm talking about, if you're confused, if like example, maybe you've had a hard day at work, right? And you come home and your time for bed, you know that you need to read and you need to pray, but you don't do it. You get in your bed and you get comfy, you get comfortable in where you're at, so you're like, well, it'll be all right, I'll do it in the morning, or I'll do it tomorrow. And then you don't pray and you don't read. You do that time and time again, and to be honest with you, that does not grow you closer to the Lord. If anything, that starts to take you steps back. In my head, I imagine myself taking a step back every single time that I do that, because I've done it before, and I'd say that you've probably done it before. Look at this story, Abraham and Isaac, Genesis 22. God spoke to Abraham and said, "Take thine only son, go into the land of Moriah, and offer him for a burnt offering." Isaac and his father, this is my notes, by the way. Where is the lamb for the burnt offering? We have the fire and the wood. Abraham said, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. See, Isaac was wondering, where is our offering for God? And then Abraham told him, you got to provide. Abraham was such a God-fearing man that he was willing to offer his son. His son. Imagine for all you fathers or mothers out there listening, imagine having your child and offering it the way Abraham was about to do. And so when Abraham went to offer that child, there was a voice, there was an angel spoke down to him and said, Abraham, don't do this. And he didn't. And then there was God provided a ram for them to offer. I'm looking down here at my notes, a ram for God to offer instead of his son. And then to sum up the next part, the angel called out on Abraham again and said, because of your obedience, this was all because of his obedience, he said, I will multiply thy seed. So next time that God says, hey, go do this, and you're like, I don't really know, that's kind of out of my comfort zone, go do that. Get uncomfortable. Because let me tell you something, if God's telling you to do stuff, or God's calling you to do stuff, and you're like, well, that's that's not your comfort zone, get uncomfortable for God. We have got to get uncomfortable for God, because if we go around and just do the things that we know to do when it's comfortable for us to do, and we never go out of our uncomfort zone, what are we really doing? We have got to get uncomfortable for God. I mean, maybe God's calling you to go preach. Well, God, I don't know. That's really out of my comfort zone, especially being up on behind a pew and in front of people talking. Get uncomfortable for God. Maybe God's calling you to go sing at a church, or go sing somewhere, or do something. Get uncomfortable for God and listen to what God is calling you to do. This is what's been on my heart. I hope it helps somebody. I know that it's helped me. So God bless y'all.